Anybody know how to work this?
I don't, but Santi was just here.
Oh wait, I think I can figure it out.
There's
Oh yeah.
Goridasa Mandire. Right? That one?
Well, we just did Shri Rupa Manjari Pada.
Yeah.
So isn't that technically? I guess that could be Vaishnava.
That's why she was.
Just a suggestion.
We're gonna sing Imana Durlanti.
Okay, what page?
Actually, we're gonna sing this first. Page, screen. Okay. There you go. There we go. Here it is. Yeah, can you help me? Okay, maybe you could set it up.
Should we do something else then?
I'll just do Imana Durlanti.
Okay.
You guys need something to remember.
Actually, you can do budget go through month.
What's that?
Oh, but it's not set up. Okay, when it's set up.
I think there's like a little gap.
It's hard. It's like this.
Here.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay, 66. प्रभु हे मन दुर्मति संसार भितरे पडिया छिनो आमी प्रभु हे मन दुर्मति संसार भितरे पडिया छिनो आमी तव निज जान कोनो महाजने पठाइया दिले तोमी तव निज जान कोनो महाजने पठाइया दिले तोमी हे मन दुर्मति संसार भितरे पडिया छिनो आमी प्रभु हे मन दुर्मति संसार भितरे पडिया छिनो आमी दया करी मोरे पतिता देखिया कहिलो आमारी गिया दया करी मोरे पतिता देखिया कहिलो आमारी गिया ओहे बिना जा सुनो भालो कथा उल्लासित हवेलिया ओ तुम्हारे तरित श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नवद्वीप अवतार तुम्हारे कथा दिन ही ना जाने करिले ना बाबा पारा वेदर प्रतिज्ञा राखी बला तले रुक्मा बना विप्रसुत ओ महाप्रभु नामे बदिया कथा महाप्रभु नमे नदिया माथा असंगे भाय धोता नंदा सुता जिने चैतन्य गोसाई निज नाम करी दाना नंद सुता जिने चैतन्य गोसाई निज नाम करी दाना तारिलो जगत तुम्हें आ जाइया निज परी से कथा सुनिया असे आजी नाथ तुम्हारा
भक्ति विनोद कांदिया कांदिया अपना काहिनी होए प्रभु हे मान दुर्मति संसार ভিতরে পদিয়া আছিল আমি প্রভু হে जय सचिनंदन जय गौरा हरि सचिनंदन जय गौरा हरि जय सचिनंदन जय गौरा हरि सचिनंदन जय गौरा हरि जय सचिनंदन जय गौरा हरि सचिनंदन जय गौरा हरि जय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल Oh Lord, I am so unfortunate to have fallen into this material world, but you have sent an exalted soul, one of your own associates, to save me. Being compassionate upon seeing me in such a fallen condition, he and she has said, O humbled soul, listen to this good advice by which your heart will become joyful. To deliver you, Sri Krishna Chaitanya has descended to the land of Navadvipa. He has conducted so many poor and lowly souls like you across the ocean of material existence. In order to fulfill the promise of the Vedas, he has appeared with a golden complexion as the son of a Brahmana. Known by the name Mahaprabhu, he and his brother, the Avadut Nityananda, have caused all of Nadia to become maddened in divine ecstasy. Sri Chaitanya, who is directly the son of Nanda, has saved the world by distributing his own holy name. You go also and receive your deliverance. O Lord, hearing these words, Bhakti Vinod has come to your lotus feet. Weeping, he tells the story of his life.
You want to make it bigger?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
then we have to scroll it down every.
Oh,
Okay, somebody wants to scroll.
yeah.
It's streaming? Oh, I see.
यदि ते हरिपाद सरोज सुदारस पान परम हृदयं सततं परिवेद्य गृहं फलिभावमयं पद गोद्रुमकानन कुञ्ज विभम् You have to scroll
It is-
all
it
the
is-
way down. No.
No, it's on two.
It's on, right?
It was
It's
on
on
the
the
correct
correct
No, it
one.
wasn't on two.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Danayo vanajivana ragyasukam nahi nityamanushamanashaparam jajagram yagakashakalam nipalam vajagodhyumatanam ramanitana sangasukam jasage charame padayam purusartaham harinama sudhasamadhamani vajagodhyumatanam Jadakavyarasonanikavyarasa Paripavanagoradasariyasa Paramanyakadajanaya Vajagodhyumatanam Visavanusutavisavavataram Yamunaratanagaranandasutam Purabhikavagitavinolaparam Translation. If you want, we can all take turns, maybe?
Yeah.
If you want your heart to always be absorbed in drinking the ambrosial mellows of the lotus feet of Lord Hari, then give up household life, which is full of quarrels and strife, and just worship Lord Goda, the moon of Godruma's forest bowers.
Material riches, youth, long duration of life, and royal happiness. None of these are eternal. At any moment, they may be destroyed. Give up all useless topics of mundane conversation and just worship Lord Gora, the moon of Godrum's forest bowers.
Oh, friend, ultimately the pleasure to be had in the company of beautiful young women turns to fearfulness and distracts one from the real goal of life. Just worship Lord Goda, the moon of Godruma's forest bowers, with your mind intoxicated by the nectarine mellows of the holy name.
The taste of mundane poetry does not afford the sweet taste of actual poetry. The sweet mellows of true poetry are found in descriptions of Lord Chaitanya, the savior of all souls in the Kali Yuga. Enough with the study of any other topics. Just worship Lord Goda, the moon of Godrum's forest.
Krishna, the transcendental paramour, stands on the banks of the Yamuna with Radha, the daughter of Rishabhanu, on his left side. He is absorbed in the pastime of playing soft, melodious songs on his flute. Just worship Lord Gaur, the moon of Godrum's forest bowers, Lord Chaitanya, who is not different from the son of Nanda.
He is Lord Hari, shining like molten gold and surrounded by his loving devotees in the midst of Hari Kirtan. He is the only ocean of mercy for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Just worship Lord Gora, the moon of Godrum's forest bowers.
Just worship Lord Gaur, the moon of Godruma's forest bowers. Lord Chaitanya, who along with his beloved wife Vishnu Priya, is glorified by all demigods and saintly persons. His home, Navadvipa, is surrounded by the river Ganga, the daughter of the Himalayas. He is the Lord of Navadvipa and the steer of the hearts of all sannyasis.
Lord Grunga is like a powerful hammer which smashes the sin and oppression of the mad dog of the Kali Yuga. He is absorbed in distributing the holy name of Krishna, which is the greatest medicine to release one from the material existence. His transcendental form is beautiful, and his heart is full of compassion for the suffering, fallen souls of this world. Just worship Lord Gaur, the moon of Godrum's forest bowers.
Compassion, which is free from the duality of friend and enemy, is always manifest on his lotus face. He is the son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, who has appeared in a golden form in the land of Navadvipa. Just worship Lord Gora, the moon of Godruma's forest bowers.
Compassion, which is free from the duality of friend and enemy, Oh.
I just read that.
In this world and in the Upanishads, he is celebrated as the all-pervading Supreme Lord. He appeared as the son of a Brahmin and is Lord Hari himself with shining complexion of molten gold. In his own abode, he sports with his cowherd boyfriends. Just worship this Lord Goda, the moon of Godrum's forest bowers.
He is the most wonderful of all avatars because he is the source of all other expansions of God. God, sorry. He is the supreme truth, enjoying his pastimes here in this world. He is the embodiment of the most confidential flows that exist in the ocean of brass.
G. Without strong devotional worship and service, mere mundane scholarship, high family lineage, wealth, and so on are not effective for evoking the causeless mercy of the Lord. O friend, just worship Lord Goda, the beautiful moon of Godruma's forest, bowers. Is that bowers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, bowers by the path of unmotivated devotion. What's bowers?
It's like a kunj.
Like a place of like water.
No, it's like a forest.
Oh,
Growers.
Enclosed grove.
Oh, not
Yeah, kunj.
In his appearance as Hari, the Lord liberated Gajendra, the king of elephants, from the grasp of the crocodile in the lake. In his appearance as Sri Chaitanya, he delivered King Gajapati Pataparudra from the jaws of Kali Yuga crocodile, who was lying in the lake of politics. Lord Chaitanya is unborn, possesses inconceivable power, and is likened to a auspicious desire tree. Just worship Lord Gora, the moon of Godruma's forest bowers.
Lord Krishna, who was pleased with the penances and austerities of Indra and the Sodabi cow, appeared in this world as Lord Chaitanya, possessing a golden complexion. He is eternal happiness and the captivator of the intelligence of all learned sages. Just worship Lord Gaur, the moon of Godrum's forest bowers.
Give up all worldly desires, monistic meditation, and relative conceptions of inauspiciousness and auspiciousness. In a favorable mood with loving devotion, just engage yourself in just worshiping Lord Gora, the moon of Godrum's forest bowers.
Remaining devoted to the service of the Vaishnavas, being addicted to drinking the sweet nectar of the name of Hari, and with a mentality endowed with modesty, humility, and compassion. Just worship Lord Gora, the moon of Godruma's forest bowers.
Always, on 17, eh? Yeah. Always worship Lord Gaur, the beautiful moon of Godrum's forest bowers, and call out to the Lord, O Yadava, O Madhava, O Krishna, O Hari, O Ram, O Janardhan, O Keshava, O beloved Lord of Radha.
Just worship Lord Gaur, the moon of Godruma's forest bowers, and call out for the Lord, O Lord of the Vrindavan forest, which lies along the banks of the Jamuna, O Lord of Govardhan Hill, O son of the forest of Gokula, O giver of life to the Rasa dance, O Goda Hari.
Go to Navadvipa, the land of Lord Chaitanya. Read and recite with great joy the wonderful pastimes of Lord Gaurahari, like Chaitanya Prabhupada. Roll about in ecstasy on the banks of the Ganges, which are marked with the footprints of Lord Chaitanya, and just worship Lord Gaur, the moon of Godruma's forest bowers. Oh, remember the wonderful pastimes of Gora and Gadadhar.
Okay,
The last one, right?
20.
Sorry, Krishna. Remember the pastimes of Gaur Gadadhar. Become a servant of Gaur Gadadhar. Listen to the beautiful narrations concerning Gaur Gadadhar and just worship Lord Gaura, the moon of Godrum's forest bowers. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Shri Godrum Dvip ki jai. Shri Navadvipa Dhama ki jai.
I don't know where it is. I can find it. I have to find it.
Page 318. Radhika, what change? No, this 318.
What's the song?
Navadvipa Stikam. Okay, thanks.
319.
318. Yeah, we can do together.
There's some right here. There's like.
There's two here.
Did I get one?
Shri Gauda Deshe. What's that? There? Shri Gauda Deshe Suradirgikaya Stire Tiramye Purabhunyamaya Vasantamana Navarena Nityam Tam Shri Navati Tamam Smara Parovyo Navadanti Kechir Kechir Shakolo Kaityayanti Vadanti Vrindavanameva Tagyastam Shri Navati Pamaham Smarami Yarsarvadikshtu Smritai Sudhite Nana Presu Vanaya Parita Shri Gauramanya Vigraha Patre Tam Shri Navati Pramaham Smarami Shri Svataviyata Vihara Bhumi Suvana Sopani Krishna Yakur Vidoravana Chute Tam Shri Navati Pamaham Smarami Mahamadhyamani Vihani Yatra Sturanti Mani Manoharani Pratyavayamyam Shayate Sadashri Namyam Navini Pamaham Smarami Shanti Makai Samaste Sati Nayadrajana Prabhana Samstu Yamana Shideva Siddhais Nam Shri Navadi Pamaham Smarami Yasmatare Mishra Purnandarasya Svanam Nagame Kapadam Nivasa Shri Gaura Janmadika Leela Nam Shri Navadi Pamaham Smarami Prahari Svapate Sankirtana Prema Bharena Svatam Himatya Sundasa Madhavata Tam Shri Navadvipa Maham Navadvipa Vichityadaya Adhyastakam Gita Manapate Shriman Sachidanandana Pada Padme Sundara Prema Jaya Navadvipa Dham, Jaya Navadvipa Dham, Jaya Navadvipa Dham. Jaya Sachidananda, Jaya Gaurari, Jaya Gaurari. Translation by Sri Rupa Goswami. In the beautiful land of Goda, on the extremely charming bank of the sacred Ganga, Sri Navadvip Dham is splendidly situated, eternally filled with bliss. I am remembering that Sri Navadvip Dham. Some claim it to be Vaikuntha, others say it is Goloka. However, those who have realized the truth say it is none other than Sri Vrindavan. I am remembering that Sri Navadvip Dham. Cooled by gentle breezes from all directions and surrounded by sublime groves of many kinds of trees, Sri Navadvip provides the setting for Sri Gaurasundar's midday pastimes. I am remembering that Sri Navadvip Dham. Where the celestial Ganga flows with great pleasure, her charming banks adorned with golden stairs and her waters filled with waves that gracefully bathe Sri Gaurasundar, I am remembering that Sri Navadvip Dham. Where there are countless stunning, vast, and mind-enchanting golden houses in which Lakshmi Devi eternally resides, I am remembering that Sri Navadvip Dham. Where surrendered people are ornamented with all saintly virtues such as wisdom, compassion, forgiveness, and sacrifice, and are glorified by sages, demigods, and siddhas, I am remembering that Sri Navadvip Dham. Within its heart lies the home of Purandara Mishra, Jagannath Mishra, which is the only abode of transcendental happiness, because it is enriched by Sri Gauranga's birth and other sweet pastimes. I'm remembering that Sri Navadvip Dham. Where Sri Gaurahari roamed with his devotees as they performed Sankirtan filled with prem, thus submerging everyone in an ocean of blissful transcendental madness. I am remembering that Sri Navadvip Dham. One who recites with a loving heart these 8 verses, which are enriched with contemplations on Sri Navadvip Dham, can achieve that most rare prem for the lotus feet of the beautiful son of Sachi Devi.
What does it mean that they're ornamented with the virtue of sacrifice?
Where?
Verse number 6,
Okay.
319.
What verse?
6. The last one on the page in 319.
In the joy?
Mhm.
Where surrendered people are ornamented with all saintly virtues, such as wisdom, compassion, forgiveness, and sacrifice. They sacrifice everything for good and every person desires for this. For the sake of Israel.
I just know how to sing one part.
Which one?
Hey, Baru Kadan.
Who's that to?
It's normal.
Page 158. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Janapalava Jaya Girivara Dari Jaya Girivara Dari Yasodanandana Brajajanaranja Yasodanandana Brajajanaranja Yamunatira Bhagachari
Agyanam Timirandasya Jnanasalakaya Chakshuranyatayena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurave Gurachandaya Radhikaya Krishna Krishna Sarvasaya Namo Yam Pravajantam Anuvedam Vedakritam Dvaikayam Viranaka Sarvajuhava Purte Krishnaya Sarvabhutedu Sansarvabhutirayam Purimanatosmi Bhakti-vihina aparadasya Chittasakhamani Saranamani Krishna Saranam Prakaryam Vinde Namaste Sharanarvindam Kavalasmi Kavalasmi Ajivani Sambhina Iti Vidyaya Radhe Ramnayavam Saranam. What page? 19. Navina Sri Bhakti Navakanaka Gaura Priti Pati Navainda Shreni Navasarasari Vajavavitam Navina Sri Radha Hari Rasamayo Kirtana Vidim Navadvipam Vande Navakarana Madhya Navaruchim. I worship Sri Navadvipa, where Krishna appeared in a golden form to bestow that bhakti which had never been given before. Where the newly arisen forest is made more beautiful by the flowing Ganga,
with her gentle, cooling breezes, where Shrimati Radhika and Sri Hari appeared in a new combined form to give that kirtan which is saturated with ras, and where the ever fresh new taste of Shringar ras or amorous ras, the original devotional mellow, is mercifully bestowed. First, I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Vishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Vishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To our Param Gurudev, grandfather Gurudevs, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj and Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees, and to the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus who are my Shiksha Gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. So where are we now?
Janudvi.
No. Modajumadweep. Maybe you're back in Janudweep.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah. So we already heard from Srila Gurudev and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur about the pastimes of Sita and Ram, where Ram explained to Sita about the glory of the twofold parts of prem, namely separation and meaning, and how separation brings upon internal meeting, and how it expands the happiness of meeting when the separation is over. We also heard about Vrindavan Das Thakur's residence, and he is the author of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. He is the incarnation of the combination of Sri Vedavyas and a cowherd boy named Kushamapita. We went to Vrindavan Das Thakur's residence. We went to Malini's residence. She is the wife of Srivas Thakur. And what's the connection? The house of, because her residence is near Vrindavan Thakur's residence and near to Shiranga Murari's residence. And we'll be visiting him in just a moment. So his deities, we're entering the temple and visiting the deities in Shiranga Murari's house. We'll be hearing about him in a moment. And one of these deities that are at that residence are the deities of Vasudev Thakur, who is the brother of Mukunda Das. I think you remember that Mukunda Das is the father of Raghunandan Thakur, the little boy who would offer prashadam to the deities, and the deity of Gopal actually ate it and there was nothing left on the plate. And his father got to witness that. So the brother of Mukunda Das is Vasudev Das. And Vasudeva Dutt is an associate of Mahaprabhu who generously spent all he had in the service of the Supreme Lord. Just like Haridas, he was a multi-millionaire and he moved in the temple, became a humble poor brahmachari, and gave all of his money. And now he's giving all of his billionaire talent as a project manager. So Mahaprabhu praised him, saying, "This body of mine is the property of Vasudeva only. Wherever he sells me, I will be sold." That reminds me of 1993 when I finished this Seva Kunj painting. And he said, "You can sell me anywhere." That means when I'm selling the posters, it's selling him because it's his manifestation of his heart.
You're meaning Gurudev.
Gurudev's heart, yeah. This fact I state, Mahaprabhu is telling him, this fact I state 3 times. Sri Yadunandanacharya, the initiating spiritual master of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, was a disciple of this Vasudeva Dutt. Yadunandanacharya was the Diksha Guru of Raghunath Das Goswami, and he's the one who helped him sneak out of his house and go to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Puri. Once, Sri Vasudeva Dutt requested Mahaprabhu, "Let me accept on my head all the sins of all the living entities in the world. I'll suffer for them and they can be delivered." That is the nature of a compassionate, pure devotee. "I will suffer their sins birth after birth. You can then remove their material bondage and liberate them." Vasudeva Dutt rendered service to Vishnu and the Vaishnavas with such magnanimity that Mahaprabhu appointed Shivananda Sen as Vasudeva Dutt's Sarakela, or accountant, because he was spending all of his money and he wasn't keeping any for himself. So Mahaprabhu made Shivananda Sen his accountant to make sure he had some for himself and to oversee his expenses. So now we are walking just a few steps to Shuranga Murari's residence. And let's go. But we didn't offer our obeisances or roll on the dust here and get the mercy of taking the dust on our head, eyelids, heart, and tongue. And here we go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. I remember once we were in Navadvipa with Gurudev, and I was spaced out, and I wasn't quite singing with everybody. So all of a sudden, I noticed on my left side, Gurudev walked right up to me, looked me in the face, and was chanting loud with kirtan, bringing me back to attention. So here we are at Saranga Murari's residence. Let us right from the beginning offer our obeisances, roll in the dust, put the dust on our head, heart, eyelids, and tongue. So Sharangadev, he's an associate of Sri Gaur, and he used to worship his deities, and he used to go out on Harinam Sankirtan with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one day, as he was getting older, Mahaprabhu said to him, you're getting older, and I don't know how you can do all your services, like taking care of your ashram, worshiping your deity, going on Sankirtan with me. So I think you need to make a disciple to help you. So Shuranga Dev said, I don't find any qualified disciples, so that's why I don't make any. So then he said, the first person you see and make a disciple, he will automatically become qualified. So then, because he wanted to follow Mahaprabhu's instructions, the first person he saw was a dead body of a boy floating down the river. So he dragged the boy up on the land, and he chanted the Diksha mantras into his ear. And the boy came back to life. He said, I don't know what happened. I know I was in my sacred thread ceremony, and all of a sudden I got bitten by a snake. I don't know what happened after that. So then, news follows quick. Even when you don't have internet, social media, and all that, WhatsApp. So all over the village it was understood that the boy came back to life. So the relatives of the boy came and said he was bitten by a snake, and if the body is bitten by a snake, you can't burn it. So therefore we threw the body in the Ganges. And so now we want to take our son back. But he refused to go. He said, now I'm just born again from Suranga. And he became known as Murari Thakur. And so he became known as Suranga Murari, the Murari of Suranga. And he became a perfect, surrendering his whole body, mind, and words to his Gurudev, Suranga. And so there was a tree there. There was a bakula tree right at Suranga Murari's residence. Do you have the tree showing? And so the whole tree is hollow inside. So when we go around that stone thing you see going around the tree, devotees circumambulate the tree. We put our head to the tree because that's the same tree that was at his house at his time. That was 500 years ago, and it's still there today. And the tree is alive, as you know, trees are alive, but it's also a person. So the tree witnessed those pastimes. And now we offer obeisances and walk just a little bit of a distance. It's on the border of Navadvipa to Vaikuntapur. So that shows not only are smaller holy places situated in their full splendor in Navadvipa, in some portion of Navadvipa, some corner or place in Navadvipa. Like Ayodhya is not a small place, but in comparison to all the Vaikuntha planets, which are all unlimited in length and breadth, where there's no anxiety, and there are unlimited of them, compared to that holy place, which is lots of planets, Ayodhya is small. So all of Vaikuntha planets are situated in the northwestern corner of Navadvipa. And that's where Lord Narayan and Lakshmi are eternally worshipped there. One time, Narada Muni, he goes to Vaikuntha, to Ayodhya, to Vrindavan, and so he went to Vaikuntha, but he didn't see Lakshmi Narayan there. So he asked, where did they go? And the people said, well, the associates said, oh, he went to Navadvipa, in the Vaikuntapur there. So then Narada came right to this place where we are right now, and he got the darshan of Lord Narayan, and Lord Narayan revealed to Narada his form as Gauranga. So the place that Narada got the darshan of Narayan right here where we're standing is known as Vaikuntapur. And there's another confidential history of this place, Vaikuntapur, because it's in relation to what? I forgot what I was going to say. Where did I start saying? Yeah, it's in relation to this place. Oh, it's in relation to Vaikuntha, because in Vaikuntha is where everybody worships Lakshmi Narayan. So before I bring up this more confidential history, I want to show you this picture. This is my copy of Sitaram, Hanuman, and Lakshman. So what's interesting about this painting, to me, is that I did this painting around 1969-ish, when I was living in Boston, and Prabhupada came to visit. And let's say this, my seat, let's say this is Prabhupada's Vyasasana, and then up on the wall up there, or there, in that corner, was this painting. So I came in late. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'll say it anyway. I came in late because I was just having a fight with my husband at the time. And so I came in late. So Prabhupada is Trikala Gyan, right? He knows past, present, and future. So means he knew what had just happened and why I was late. So he could have easily said, you know, you're nonsense, rascal. You have your Gurudev here and you're engaged in these silly things. But instead, he said, he pointed to the painting. And so when I was late, so the devotees had already bowed down. Prabhupada had just said the Jayadwani prayers, and now everybody was just getting in, and I was coming in. And then Prabhupada said, in front of all the devotees, oh, did you do this painting? And I said, yes. And he said, you are already in Vaikuntha. It just shows how the pure devotees encourage little tiny newborn babies, fallen souls. And I said it so that we can know how to encourage people. Okay, so I just closed the book. So we're coming to the history, I'll just read it from here, of Sri Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya was touring with his disciples, and he was teaching them Dasya Ras, or service and awe and reverence for Lakshmi and Narayan. So for some time he stayed in Sri Chaitra, Jagannath Puri, and he rendered some service to Lord Jagannath. So one day Jagannath mercifully ordered him. So he's looking at, you know, with the big eyes and hands like that. So Jagannath started speaking to him, and he said, journey to Navadvipa and take darshan of that place. After some time, I will appear there as Gauranga Mahaprabhu and distribute Krishna Prem to the common people everywhere through Krishna Nam Sankirtan. Which reminds me, where are the brothers? Are they cooking tonight? Because they're our leaders in Nam Sankirtan. Leave your disciples here in Puri and go alone to Navadvipa, which is 1,000,000 times superior to Sri Rangam. Sri Rangam is where that's the main holy place of the worshippers of Lakshmi Narayan. Very, very, very opulent temples down in South India. So leave your disciples in Sri Rangam. And when you have taken darshan of Navadvipa, then return to your place in Kuramachala. Ramanuja came here on the order of Lord Jagannath. And when he took darshan of Vaikunteswara, the Lord of Vaikuntha, Lord Narayan, he saw him as Sri Gauranga. The darshan of Gaurachandra made him so restless that he declared, now here's a worshipper, the Acharya. Who is he in Krishna Lila or Ram Lila? He's Ram Anuja. Anuja means younger brother. And so he's the younger brother of Ram, that is Lakshman. So Lakshman appeared in this age of Kali as Ramanujacharya. And he declared, I will never leave this place of Navadvipa. I will never go anywhere else. You can imagine how much ecstasy he was feeling. And he wasn't even a worshiper of Gauranga before. He was just a worshiper of Lakshmi Narayan. But then when he saw Gauranga, the source of Lakshmi Narayan, He became in ecstasy. I will remain here to witness your coming pastimes in this place. And Gauranga told him, your desire will be fulfilled. You will take birth here when my pastimes manifested. And then Mahaprabhu disappeared. So by the desire of the Lord, Ramanujacharya returned to South India, where he began to preach Dasya Bhakti, devotion in the mellow of servitude. So these next few histories show that all the four Sampradaya Acharyas, that is who? Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, and Navadvipa. They're all preaching their cult on the order and direction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They're all his servants. With his philosophy called Visistya Dvaitavad, he defeated the impersonalist Advaitavads. Vad means who puts a stress on. Who puts a stress on Advaita means one in all respects. That's Sankaracharya's philosophy. Using scriptural evidence and sharp logic. He's acknowledged as the founder of the Sri Sampradaya. Okay, there are four Sampradayas or lineages coming from God in his different manifestations. Like the Sri Sampradaya has its origin in who? Sri Lakshmi. And her representative of that Sampradaya is Ramanujacharya. Then there's the Rudra Sampradaya, and his representative, Vishnu Swami, will be discussing later. And then there's the Sanat Kumara Sampradaya, which is the four little 5-year-olds who never wanted to marry because they didn't want to get entangled. So they preferred, if we're 5, we're not going to get entangled. So for them, their representative is Nimbaditya Swami. These are the 4 representatives who manifested in Kali Yuga. So if anybody says that sannyas is prohibited in Kali Yuga, and so Vaishnava sannyas is prohibited in Kali Yuga, which the scriptures say, we can know that that only means Mayapad sannyas, or fill the belly sannyas, and not real Vaishnava sannyas. So Sankaracharya, well, he's acknowledged as the founder of the Sri Sampradaya, which is one of the 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas of Kali Yuga. The literatures he wrote, such as a commentary on the Vedanta Sutra known as Sri Pasya, means the commentary of Lakshmi, is very famous. During the advent of Sriman Mahaprabhu, Ramananda took birth in a Brahmana family, and his name was Sri Ananta. And he participated in the marriage ceremony of Nimai Pandit and Lakshmi Priya. I wanted to actually, but I lost my place. Wanted to actually read from Sri Navadvipa Mahatma because it has a few additional points, and that Ramanujacharya only wanted to preach about Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya said, keep this Madhurya Bhav in your heart. Don't tell anybody, and externally preach Dasya Bhav with your disciples. So here it says, he began preaching Dasya Ras throughout South India, but internally He was absorbed in thoughts of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, of Sri Navadvipa. So who's speaking all this? Nityananda Prabhu to who? Jiva Goswami. And who's speaking what he's speaking? Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So now Nityananda is continuing to speak. O devotees, behold this place where Sri Ananta, where his house once stood. So because of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, we know Navadvipa Dham. This is this house, this was the hillock where the demigods lived in their different palaces. And many devotees of Lord Narayan resided in this place. Also, big kings of that time also resided here. And now we are going to, let's offer our obeisances here. Roll, roll, roll in the dust. And, Navadvip seems like a place that's on the earth, right? But it's not. It's really beyond the Viraja River. The Viraja River is a river in between the material world and the spiritual world. And this place is beyond the Viraja River, even though it seems to be here. So we're very lucky to be here. Now let's move on to Mahatpur. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. And as the different parts of the 9 islands contain within them or are not different from different vans or forests of Vrindavan, and sometimes like there are 4 or 5 different places in Andhradweep, each which is a different forest of Vrindavan. So it's totally out of the usual order. So Mahatpur is Kamyavan, where Kameswara Mahadev lives, where Sri Vrindadevi lives, where Radha Govinda live, where the Pandavas live. Not live, but visited. So,
How come we don't go there on the Parikrama?
Mahatpur,
Yeah,
are you sure we don't?
pretty sure.
Sarangam, yeah, Marai. And then Vrindavan Das Thakur's house, and Sarangadev, we also go.
Is it like too dense, a forest together? Or
I can't say actually. I don't know. So Nityananda Prabhu is continuing. As they heard and spoke, so like we just chanted Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But as Nityananda kept speaking, they kept walking. And now walking and talking, they arrived at this place, Mahatpur. Nityananda Prabhu said, this place is Kamyavan of Braj. All of you behold this abode with great devotion. In ancient times, there were 5 banyan trees. And by the will of Mahaprabhu, you have the place where we can jump in. Huh? Yes. So let's all do Achman here. This place in Mahatpur, this transcendental pond. And let's jump in the water, swim around, come up, dry off. Okay. In ancient times, there were 5 banyan trees. By the will of Mahaprabhu, these banyan trees have now disappeared. Although today, everyone calls this place Matapur. Its old name, mentioned in the scriptures, is Mahatpur. When during their exile, the 5 Pandavas and Draupadi lived incognito because they were exiled they came to Godadesh, Bengal. When they were residing in the village of Ekachakra, whose village is that? Yudhisthira Maharaj became overwhelmed upon having a dream by which he understood the glories of Nadia. The next day they all came to this place, which is situated in the area of Sri Navadvipa, simply by desiring darshan of Navadvipa, don't we? They felt elated. Seeing the beauty of Navadvipa, the sons of Pandu began to glorify the fortune. So they're from Dwarka. There were also trees at Shamakund doing austerities, and to get darshan of Radha and Krishna and Shamakund. And then here they are in Navadvipa. Huh?
That was Udavakund.
That was Uddhav.
Oh, that was Udav, yeah. And those are shaman. Sorry.
You see, when, Shamakund, it was in like a lopsided, and they wanted to cut the trees down to make the bank even. But then Raghunath Das Goswami, they appeared in Raghunath Das Goswami's dream, and they said, "Don't cut us down, we're doing bhajan here." That's all in the Brajmando Parikrama book. So Maharaj Yudhisthira understood the glories of this place and therefore stayed here for a long time. One day in a dream, he received darshan of the astonishing form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. The luster of Mahaprabhu's divine limbs illuminated all directions. Smiling, can I ask what you're doing? What's the Navadvipa video?
Finding a little clip of
Little clip of your day.
at the end. Or tomorrow.
Speaking about,
No, like the kirtan in the holy place.
yeah, if you can find it, that's great. Smiling, Sri Gaurahari spoke to Yudhisthira and said, "Just behold my form, which is really seen. I, Nanda Nandan, Brajendra Nandan Krishna, always reside in your home as your friend, and just like a member of your family. This Sri Navadvipa Dham is the essence of all other holy places." In other words, Dwarka, where the Pandavas live, and where Krishna lives in their palace, as just like a family member. He is a family member. That Dwarka is also here in Navadvipa. This Dham manifests in Kali Yuga and destroys the darkness of ignorance, whereas in Kali Yuga, the power of all the other holy places diminishes, the power of Navadvipa expands.
The power of even Vrindavan diminishes?
No, all other holy places. Thanks. All of you are eternally my servants. At the time of my appearance, because Navadvipa is Avina Vrindavan, it's not different from Vrindavan. And it's good to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is hidden here. All of you Pandavas are my eternal servants. At the time of my appearance in the form of Gaurahari, you will all take birth again. So who are they going to be? I will always stay with you and spend my time on the shore of the ocean of Sri Purushottama Kshetra in the land of Utkal, which is Orissa. Now you should go to Uttar Pradesh, Orissa, purify that place, and remove the sufferings of the living entities there. When he awoke from his dream, Maharaj Yudhisthira told his brothers about it. They discussed the matter and then, together with Draupadi, began their journey towards the land of Orissa. Although they felt great sorrow to leave Navadvipa Dham, they followed the instructions of Mahaprabhu. Sri Madhva Muni, oh, that's already another one. So it's one after another, things are happening now. So we were in Vaikuntapur, Who did we meet there?
Ramanujacharya.
Ramanujacharya and Narada taking darshan of Narayan. And when he saw Narayan, Narayan transformed into Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And who are we meeting in Mahatpur, which is right next door? What island are we on? Modadruma Dweep. So what'd you say? No, before that. Mahatpur. Now we're in Mahatpur, and who are we meeting here? We're meeting, well, first who are we meeting? The Pandavas.
Pandavas and Yudhishthira Maharaj.
Huh? What?
Pandavas?
Pandavas, what else did you say?
He's one of the Pandavas, yeah.
Place where, I'm not, wait, I don't know if it is. Isn't that this place where Lord Ram told Sita that outcome was?
That was,
this morning. Okay.
yeah, that was the same island, Modadruma Dweep.
Oh, right.
So we went there first. Sri Madhva Muni, Madhvacharya, resided in this place for a long time with his disciples because they're all wandering and preaching. Sri Gauranga Sundar was very merciful to Sri Madhvacharya, and in a dream he bestowed upon him darshan of his supremely enchanting form. Smiling, he said, "Everyone knows that you are my eternal servant. When I appear in Navadvipa, I will accept your sampradaya." So that's major.
Wow.
Now, with great effort, you should carefully uproot the false scriptures of Mayavad everywhere. So who else did he tell to do that? Ramanujacharya. He did it with his Vasistadvaitavad philosophy, and Madhvacharya did it with his Dvaita philosophy. You should reveal the glory of the deity, and he certainly did that. Who's his deity?
Gopal?
Gopal.
Gopal with the stick, right?
Gopal, Dadimantan. Dadimantan Gopal.
Dadimantan, that's the one, not with the ladu, but with the stick.
With a stick, with a churning rod.
Turning around, yeah. Okay.
Having spoken thus, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared. When Madhva Muni woke up, he remembered his dream, and what did he do?
Wept and rolled on the floor.
And fell unconscious.
So cute. So cute.
When he came back to his senses, imagine all these big men doing that.
I know.
How good is that? Who is that?
Brahmacharya.
Madhvacharya. This deity was too much for any man to carry, but he easily carried it several miles back to his city of Udupi and began very opulent worship. And what's interesting about this worship is that there's a big window which is never closed at night. So if you come at 2 a.m, you can get darshan of the deity.
Really?
He never goes to sleep.
Why?
His eyes look so sweet.
He does make sense.
They never
So what-
sleep?
I mean, he may sleep, but his window's open. When he came back to his senses, Madhva Muni said, "Will I again?" But you won't be able to see him sleep. He'll just be standing there with the stick. Because, I mean, he's doing pastimes with his mother. But we don't see that unless we have divine eyes. When he came back to his senses, he said, "Will I ever be able to see that beautiful golden complexion form?" And then he began to weep. Just then, he heard a divine voice from the clear sky. What's it called? Akash Rani. "You should worship me secretly." Again, Mahaprabhu's leading all the 4 Sampradaya Acharyas. How to preach externally and how to be absorbed internally. "You should worship me secretly. As a result of your worship, you will surely come to me." When he heard this divine voice speak, he regained his composure and then set out to defeat the Mayavadis, which is the same thing now. and which is so contemporary that it's our Srila Prabhupada's Pranam mantra. What is it? What's the beginning?
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisheshanivadi Pashyata Dishtani.
Right, so he by preaching Gauravani, and if you look in that book that I gave you today, the book is called, not the book. Yeah, it is. It's called Gauravani Pracharane, isn't it? Gurudev explains what is Gauravani, like that verse, Anarpita Charing Chura, no, Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesh Tanayas, and Anarpita Charing Chura, and Dasmo Shiksha. So many teachings, Shikshastakam, so many teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So by that, Prabhupada and all of his associates and all of his descendants, by Harinam Sankirtan, by all these books, defeat the Mayavad philosophy. So we set out to defeat the Mayavadis. Okay, let's offer our obeisances here in Mahatpur to Madhvacharya. He's our Sampradaya Acharya, and what's his source?
Brahma.
Huh?
Brahma.
Shiva.
No. Shiva.
Vayu.
Yeah, Sadashiva.
With Madhvacharya.
Yeah.
And then also
He became
Vayu. No?
Bhima, Hanuman, Madhvacharya.
And also Vayu.
You know, Vayu comes into my mind too.
Vayu,
there's something.
Yeah,
There's
Ashram
some
Maharaj used to
connection.
tell me how he would be able to like jump from mountaintop to mountaintop.
Who?
Madhvacharya.
Oh yeah, right,
And then
right.
one time one of his disciples falling and he like sent the gust of wind because he's also connected to Vayu to like bring him back to his ashram.
Yeah, can you find that somewhere in the
Yeah.
scripture?
I'll ask Maharaj. Yeah, I'll ask Maharaj.
You say, where is it? And help us find it.
He gave a really nice example of Madhvacharya.
Yes.
Isn't it Vayu the demigod father of Bhima?
Is he? Oh, because Draupadi.
With Kunti.
With Kunti, yeah.
And also Anjana, isn't there something with Hanuman?
Hanuman, yeah.
Also.
He's also coming from Lord Shiva,
Awesome.
Sadashiva, an expansion.
And he also jumps across the ocean.
And he also jumped.
I may have misheard. Were you saying that the other three Sampradayas are also doing Lord Chaitanya's mission?
Not Lord Chaitanya's mission of Achintya Veda philosophy, but on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's direction, they're preaching.
So why?
They're all overwhelmed with Garanga, and he told Ramanuja, worship me secretly, but preach Dasya. He told Madhvacharya, worship me secretly, but externally preach your mission.
So since they were supposed to worship him secretly, is that why externally they don't declare him
Yeah.
as? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now we are going, oh yeah, so there's 5, he preached Dvaita. Dvaita means the difference, stressing the differences between God and everything else. That's why you see him sitting, where?
He
All the
always
way
got
at
his
the
hand
end.
here, but I've
On the
always
right.
seen him go.
He's like this.
I've never seen this.
Means 2. What are the differences?
Bhagavan and Jiva.
There's a difference between Bhagavan or God and Jiva.
Jiva and Jiva.
There's a difference between one Jiva and another.
Jiva and Prakriti.
There's a difference between
Jiva and Maya.
the Jiva and Maya. And there's a difference between
Bhagavan and Bhagavan.
Bhagavan and Maya.
Bhagavan and Maya. And there's a difference between
Maya and Maya.
Maya and Maya. One thing is different from another.
Wait, how's Maya and Maya?
Thank you.
Yoga Maya and Maya.
No,
No?
I think it's Jiva and Jiva.
Jiva and Jiva, Maya and Maya.
What's the
The
difference
one
between
thing-
Maya and Maya?
No, one thing,
One Prakriti thing
one
is different
thing is,
from another.
one material thing is different from another.
Ah,
Like the table is not the chair.
right.
The table is the table and the chair is a chair.
Okay,
But it could be a chair. Table could be a chair. If you're an alchemist, then you bring
you could rebuild it.
That's Vasti Pariyamvad.
All right, let's move on
build
to
it. I like that.
Rudradweep, a whole new island, but it's very close. Let's go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. And here we are in Rudradweep. Let's roll the dust, offer our obeisances, and put the dust on our head, heart, tongue, and eyelids.
Eyelids.
Good. We're going to a very sad place in a few minutes, but meanwhile, we're going to a happy place.
Yay.
Nityananda Prabhu is taking the group led by Jiva Goswami now to Rudradweep. Rudra is Lord Shiva, Dweep is island. And Rudradweep has been divided into two parts by the power of Ganga. By the will of Mahaprabhu, no people reside here now. Just see, because of the flow of the Ganga, the western island is moving towards the eastern bank. So always you see some islands and some times are under the water, sometimes over, sometimes part of an island is under, sometimes over. So who came here, surprisingly, to spread his mission?
Shankaracharya.
Right, Sankaracharya came during his scholarly conquests to defeat all other philosophies. And he wanted to defeat all the scholars of Navadvipa. But actually, he didn't really want to do that. He was forced to do that. By who?
Krishna.
Krishna himself. When Krishna asked him to become Sankaracharya, Lord Shiva, to become Sankaracharya and keep everyone away from bhakti, not everyone, but certain people who had material motives, Lord Shiva said, what? Couldn't you please ask somebody else to do this? No, you're the only one who could do it. You're the only one who could say a ridiculous philosophy and make it sound good. So although Acharya Shankara in his heart was the best of all Vaishnavas, what's the verse? Vaishnavanam Tatasambhu. Externally, he wore the dress of a servant of Maya as an Advaitavadi sannyasi. Although he was a partial incarnation of Rudra, Lord Shiva, himself, and was greatly talented, he still preached a hidden form of Buddhism. Sri Sankaracharya was preaching Mayavad only to follow the order of the Supreme Lord. Again, everything was under the Lord's direction, because there are different kinds of people. So, but when he came to the city of Nadia, Gaurachandra appeared to him in a dream and mercifully spoke to him these words, sweet words. You are my servant. You are diligently preaching Mayavad philosophy to fulfill my order. Why would he want him to do that?
Because his Vedas have been rejected due to the Buddhist philosophy. And so he was reestablishing faith in the Vedic scriptures.
Yes, he was reestablishing faith in the Vedic scriptures, but it was the wrong interpretation of the scriptures that were all God. So why would Krishna want him to do that? I'm God, you're God, no need to worship any separate God.
So the atheists stopped.
Huh? To keep the material exploiters away from bhakti so they couldn't create any disturbance. Yeah. They wanted to stay far away. So you're doing this to fill my order, I know that. But I don't want you to be in Navadvipa. Navadvipa is a place that's most dear to me. Even Lord Jagannath told Ramanujacharya, this is my Dham, Jagannath Puri, but Navadvipa is much more dear to me. Yeah.
Is it also like a official stated purpose that maybe because Buddhism is it's too far from God, so like to bring it
Yes, bring it back gradually.
like a little, like,
There's a whole plan,
yeah.
a whole system. Buddha came to say, don't follow the Vedas, don't worship God, worship me. And then because why? Because people were misusing the Vedic compromises, that if you have to eat meat, then do it this way with Vishnu in the place, and have to whisper into the ear of the animal that now I'm eating you, you can come back and eat me, so they get discouraged, obviously. But these people were misinterpreting the Vedas, and so rampant meat eating became apparent. And so now Krishna wanted people to come back to the Vedas, but with the wrong interpretation, and then Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, to bring people back to the right interpretation. Yeah.
Sometimes when I've like spoken to people about this, they say like, well, like he's not inventing any new philosophy because all of the statements like Aham Brahmasmi and all of these are rooted and actually there in Rig Veda. So how can we just like discredit what's actually there in the Vedic literature?
So Radhika is saying that people say that since these statements, Aham Brahmasmi, Brahma, Ananda, something or other, I forget all these Vedic aphorisms that he was quoting, but with a wrong interpretation.
So what would be like the right interpretation of Aham Brahmasmi?
I am spirit, soul, part and parcel of Krishna. I'm a servant of Krishna. I'm not this body. I'm not meant for sense enjoyment.
Brihad Bhagavatamrita, they connect it all to Jnana Pisane to the.
So there's a discussion in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he's saying, where the correct explanations are given. And also in the discussion between Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Madhya 4, I believe, and Mahaprabhu, they're using these Vedic aphorisms, and Mahaprabhu is giving the correct interpretation with references to other scriptures. But you cannot preach in Navadvipa, this Mayavite philosophy. Here, British Shiva, together with Praudamaya, spreads false explanations of the scriptures. They only preach to those who have enmity towards my devotees, because their sole purpose is to deceive these people. So how do they deceive them? Like in Vijayanagara, we were hearing that Yogamaya or Mahamaya deceives the wicked by giving them what? Ignorance. Since this place is generally for my devotees, it is not proper to spread Mayavad and other such corrupt philosophies here. Therefore, go someplace else. Do not cause pain to the residents of Navadvipa. From this dream, Sri Shankaracharya understood the truth about Sri Navadvipa Dham, and full of bhakti, he's preaching this nonsense, but he himself is full of bhakti. Who can understand, the desire, the will of the Lord, sometimes moving around the Ganges River and other rivers. Sometimes an island is seen, sometimes it's not. And who can understand the will of Krishna sending out his devotee to preach Mayavad philosophy and creating the different sampradayas, creating the different living entities with the seed of who they are in their original spiritual body. It's all Krishna's desire, giving all the living entities different tastes.
What if you don't like the mood that Krishna gave you?
When you realize what it is, you go mad after it. Mother Yasoda never wants to be Krishna's beloved. She loves because she knows that Krishna loves Radha so much and vice versa. She loves Radha as much as she loves Krishna. There's no envy like that Hanuman wants to be in Vrindavan. You know that history where Mahaprabhu was trying to convert him to Radha Krishna worship. So Murari Gupta said, I can't not follow your order. I can't leave the feet of my Ram. So what's the solution? Give up my body. He even had a knife. And then when Lord Chaitanya went to his residence, he found the knife. So he very happily, even though he was doing something terrible, but for the purpose of the Lord, he was happy to do it. Like Arjuna, he had to kill his relatives. So, he had all these arguments, he was sweating, his skin was drying up, mouth was drying up, dropped his bow. And then once he understood the instructions of Krishna, Prabhupada said, he said, never mind, I shall kill all of them. So this Rudradweep is the place of the Rudras, 11 Rudras. Together here they glorify Gaur Hari. The Rudra whose complexion is Neel Lohita, which is like a bluish red, is the Lord of all the Rudras. He, Neel Lohita Rudra, continuously dances here, full of joy. Seeing his dance, the demigods in heaven also become happy and shower flowers. And so let's offer obeisances to Lord Shiva here. But we're missing something.
Are we really going to do New now?
Almost.
That is a really important place.
I know. Maybe we can talk about it tomorrow. Maybe not.
It is on some
That's too sad. That's too sad.
Yeah, it's true.
What place? Oh my God, yeah. I always get it gets me.
Okay, let's take a few steps. And now we're gonna go to the place of Vishnu Swami's arrival in Navadvipa. What? Want to go to Near Dwarka first?
Everybody wants to go to Near Dwarka.
Does everybody want to go to Near Dwarka? Kind of. Okay. We'll have to come back here tomorrow then.
No.
We don't go to
Actually, we do. Yes, we do. We go to New Jersey.
I remember once in Rudradweep, Sripad Bhaktivedanta Bhan Maharaj told all this on the banks of the Ganges with like 17,000 people there.
Why are you talking about this?
Yeah, I couldn't relate at the time. Besides, even when the boys go home, they don't go to sleep.
Well, I'm talking about the
You could
girl.
watch a video.
Huh?
You could watch a little.
Of what?
Alright, I want to hear what he wants to say.
You have it there?
It's not gonna be the same.
This is Near Dwarka. What do you folks want to do?
Let's hear about New Jersey.
Yeah, that's what I did.
But we have to hear the others too.
Oh, yeah, we'll do it then.
Huh? What'd you say?
We could do Near Dwarka tomorrow.
No, I want to hear you. I want to hear about New Jersey.
You know, at some point, we're gonna have to hear about all these acharyas.
So let's talk about
Oh.
Vishnu Swami.
Navadvipa.
Yeah, Vishnu Swami.
So Vishnu Swami's arrival in Navadvipa. Once Sri Vishnu Swami also came here. Well, we could take a break and do a little 2-minute blip of Gurudev. Want to do that or kirtan of him as a break? Do you want to do that? You could do that.
I'll find it.
Okay, well, I'll go on. Let me know when you're ready. One, Sri Vishnu Swami also came here with his disciples while he was on tour defeating opposing philosophies. He spent the night here in Navadvipa. While here, all of his disciples began to dance and chant, Hari, Hari. And Sri Vishnu Swami himself began to recite prayers and stutis. Stuti is a type of prayer. Extremely pleased by their deliberation on bhakti, Sri Nilohi Rudra mercifully appeared there. Nilohi Rudra appeared in that assembly of Vaishnavas. Upon seeing his form, Sri Vishnu Swami became greatly astonished and with folded hands began to praise him. Rudra, being most merciful to Vishnu Swami, said, "You Vaishnavas are extremely dear to me. My heart is very satisfied by your discussion on bhakti. Ask any boon that you like from me, and I will mercifully grant it, because there is nothing that I will not do for the Vaishnavas." After offering his prostrated obeisances, Sri Vishnu Swami, feeling supreme joy, folded his hands and prayed for a boon. Oh, you want to know what that boon is? Oh Lord, please give us such a boon by which we may attain perfection within any sampradaya that preaches bhakti. So in great happiness, Sri Rudra bestowed upon them a benediction and accepted them with his own sampradaya. Sri Vishnu Swami thus established his own sampradaya, named Sri Rudra Sampradaya, and began to dance and sing. By the mercy of Rudra, Sri Vishnu Swami stayed at this very place and began to worship who? Gaurachandra, with the purpose of attaining divine love. So, by the mercy of their guru, who led him in his sampradaya, now they started being attracted to Gaurachandra. In Sri Vishnu Swami's dream, Gaurachandra told him, "You have received the mercy of my devotee, Rudra. You are blessed because Sri Navadvipa, here, you have received the wealth of bhakti. Now you should spread the philosophy of Shuddha Dvaita, purified non-dualism. After some time I will appear as Sri Gaurahari, and you will take birth as Sri Vallabhabhatacharya. After meeting me in Sri Chaitra, Puri, you will go to Mahavan and promote your sampradaya." Nityananda Prabhu said, "O Jiva, now Sri Vallabhacharya is in Gokul. When you go to Braj, you should get his darshan." Having spoken thus, Nityananda Prabhu turned his face towards the south and happily began to walk toward the beautiful bank of Paradanga. When they came to this bank of the Ganges, Nityananda showed Jiva Goswami Sri Rasamandala and Dear Samir. You know where that is in Braj? Bangsi Bhat, Dear Samir, Gopiswar Mahadev, they're all there in that neighborhood. So Nityananda brought Jiva to this very same place in Braj. He said, "O Jiva, just behold this eternal Vrindavan. Here one can see the pastimes of Vrindavan." Hearing the name of Vrindavan, Jiva became overwhelmed with prema. You know, it keeps saying, and he became overwhelmed with prema. It means more and more prema. Because the nature of prema is that it just keeps expanding. Even though there's no room for expansion, because it's already unlimited, it keeps expanding.
Can
kind of like waves.
Waves,
Waves.
higher and higher. Hearing the name of Vrindavan, streams of tears began to flow from his eyes. And so Nityananda, wouldn't it be great if we were pilgrims like that? Here, together with his devotees, Gauranga Mahaprabhu performed kirtan of the verses describing the Rasa Leela. Wow. Shri Radharaman Bihari Ji Ki Jai. Oh Jiva, this pastime place is called Maharastali, Bangsi Bhat. On the bank of the Jahnavi, wow, that's too amazing. On the bank of the Jahnavi, the Ganga, in Navadvipa is Bangsi Bhat of Vrindavan. That's where Dhyan Chandra, Gopal Guru Goswami, where Dhyan Chandra found Gopal Guru Goswami. There, even though he had left his body, he found him there and spoke with him. He was doing bhajan there, reappeared.
In Vrindavan or in?
Vrindavan. Here, Krishna eternally performs Rasalila with the gopis. Sometimes the fortunate jiva beholds this pastime. Behold, dear Samira, to the west of Rasastali. Dear Samira, where is that? You know what dear Samira is? Dear Samira. Means the breeze was intoxicated by the Rasalila, and so it became so intoxicated it could barely move, like a guy who wakes up in the middle of sleep. And just like that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So why is it called Dira Samir? If isn't Dira mean sober?
Dira means slow.
It also means slow.
It also means slow. But like Dira Satra Namoyati means sober person. Or
Well, this is slow. And Samir means the breeze. In Braj, dear Samir is splendidly situated on the bank of the Jamuna, and here it is situated on the bank of the Ganga. Gradually we'll get more and more Sakritis so we can hold us all. It's a lot to hold in the heart. It appears to be on the bank of the Ganga, but actually it's not. It's on the bank of the Jamuna, because here's where Jamuna and Ganga meet, and it's the same river. One is dark, one is light. You could be on a boat, you see the light side and the dark side. Isn't that amazing? Jamuna flows on Ganga's western bank. This is why Sachi Nandana Gohari called this beautiful place on the bank of the Jamuna Vrindavan. Jamuna on the western side of the Ganges bank. O Jiva, all the pastime places of Vrindavan are splendidly situated here. There's no difference between Vrindavan and Navadvipa. O Jiva, you should never see any difference between Gaurahari and Sri Krishna. Now, if you're showing Vrindavan to Sri Jiva, Nityananda Prabhu, who is immersed in powerful transcendental emotions, continued onward. Then where'd they go? They spent the night in Navadvipa, which we'll probably be doing. So now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ends the chapter. Sri Bhaktivinoda, whose only wealth is the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu, and Sri Janavi Devi, Janava Devi, you know the difference, right? Janava and Janavi, is singing the glories of Nadia. There's one more acharya which we'll discuss tomorrow, Nimititya.
Okay, we'll discuss it tomorrow. I'll ask the question tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. And we'll discuss, tomorrow we'll also discuss the two qualities that Mahaprabhu took from each of these four acharyas and then added two of his own to become a Chinti Veda Tattva, which is the philosophy we follow. I wonder if Dear Dear God is here in this book, otherwise it's in the other book. It is here?
Oh, you mean
I don't know, but anyway, tomorrow we will do Navadvipa. We will go, no, do it, we'll go there. Okay. Navadvipa, Parikrama ki jai. Navadvipa, Mahatmya ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Sri Jiva Goswami ki jai. And all their associates ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, So you want to show that
We
now?
need to get a speaker, a microphone and put it up to the.
okay, I need a microphone.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to do it. Just put the microphone up to the start. That's not the way to do it.